Welcome back to my free IELTS training series. Today I'm going to teach the best technique to write a Band 9 Advantages Disadvantages essay applicable to both academic and general. This is an example of IELTS writing question prompt. These are the instructions which will be the same in all writing tasks too. This is the question and you must read it carefully to understand what it's asking you to do. Let's read. In some cultures, children are often told that they can achieve anything if they try hard enough. Here, this is the statement. What are the advantages and disadvantages of giving children this message? This is the question. Question is asking you to discuss the advantages and disadvantages. That's why this essay is known as Advantages Disadvantages essay. First point to remember is that what are the advantages and disadvantages? What are the benefits and drawbacks? What are the positive and negative consequences? All these mean the exact same thing. When you get either of these questions, remember to mention two advantages and two disadvantages because the question is in plural form. Do not give your opinion and don't use phrases like I believe, I think because the question did not ask for your opinion. If you give your opinion in this question type, you will lose marks. So be careful. This is a Band 9 structure for Advantages Disadvantages essay and it must have 4 paragraphs. The first paragraph is an introduction where you must paraphrase the statement and then mention the advantage and disadvantage. The second paragraph is the body 1. In this para, you write about 2 advantages along with explanation, example and ending. The third para is the body 2. In this para, you write about 2 disadvantages along with explanation, example and ending. The fourth para is conclusion, where you must paraphrase the statement and summarize both the advantages and disadvantages. Always keep the structure in the correct order. Remember that you must write about advantages in one para and disadvantages in another para. Never mix them. Once you are aware of the structure, the next step is to plan the body 1 and 2. First, write about advantages for body 1. The statement is, in some cultures, children are often told that they can achieve anything if they try hard enough. The first sentence in body 1 is to state the first advantage of motivating children this way. I can write that it helps develop self-confidence and self-assurance. Next, explain the first advantage. I can say that children can set big objectives and have strong beliefs if they have self-confidence. The third sentence in body 1 is to state the second advantage of motivating children. I can write that it helps children stay persistent during hardships. Next, explain the second advantage. It can be that the children will stay positive and become the best version of themselves. Last sentence should have one general example for the advantages and you can make your own. One example is enough because each para should have 5 to 6 sentences, so don't exceed that. Here we can give an example of how successful people always mention that the reason for their success is the motivation they receive from their elders to develop confidence and stay persistent during hardships. This example is suitable for both the advantages. Finally, the ending sentence summarizing this para is combined with this example sentence at the end because I didn't want to lengthen the para. If you want, you can have a separate ending sentence and that's okay too. Body 1 is done. Next, write about disadvantages for body 2. The statement is, in some cultures, children are often told that they can achieve anything if they try hard enough. The first sentence in body 2 is to state the first disadvantage of telling children that they can achieve anything if they try hard enough. I can write that children will start believing that everything is possible. Next, explain the first disadvantage. I can say that children will set unrealistic goals and push beyond limit, aiming for impossible things if they start believing that everything is possible. The third sentence in body 2 is to state the second disadvantage. I can write that When those children fail, they lose all hopes and get depressed. Next, explain the second disadvantage. It can be that the children who failed can get into depression, have suicidal thoughts, etc. Last sentence should have one general example for the disadvantages and you can make your own. One example is enough because each para should have 5 to 6 sentences, so don't exceed that. Here the example can be of children who get depressed and commit suicide when they fail in exam. This example is more related to the second disadvantage, but that's okay. We should only make sure that the example we provide is always related to our main ideas. Finally, the ending sentence summarizing this para is combined with this example sentence at the end because I didn't want to lengthen my para. If you want, you can have a separate ending sentence. Body 2 is done. Great. You must first do this type of planning on your question paper and only then proceed to writing essay on your answer sheet. The first para of our essay is the introduction. In the first sentence, you must paraphrase the statement. The statement is, in some cultures, children are often told that they can achieve anything if they try hard enough. We can paraphrase this and write as, motivating children by telling them that everything can be achieved by dedication is a common trend in various nations. Second sentence, mention a summarized sentence for both advantages and disadvantages. Such a notion could lead to the personal development of youngsters but could also result in their downfall. Here, this is the summarized advantage and this is the summarized disadvantage. Now, let's move to the second para, which is body 1. We had already created a plan for body 1, so let's develop it into band 9 sentences. First sentence is to write about first advantage and the plan says develop self-confidence and self-assurance. For this advantage-disadvantage essay, always start this sentence with on the one hand, the greatest benefit. Our first sentence will be on the one hand, the greatest benefit of encouraging children is that it develops their self-confidence and self-assurance. Next, second sentence should explain the first sentence. You can explain the why, what or how of the advantage 1 to give explanation. Here, I am giving explanation for what. What will happen when students develop self-confidence? Plan says set big objectives and strong beliefs. So the second sentence will be, this helps them in setting big objectives and having strong beliefs that they can reach their goals. Next sentence is second advantage. Always start this sentence with another merit. Our third sentence will be, another merit is that it prepares them mentally to stay persistent even during hardships as they are aware of the fruits of strenuous work. Next, fourth sentence should explain the third sentence. You can explain the why or what or how of the second advantage to give explanation. Here I am giving explanation for what. What will happen when students stay persistent during hardship? Plan says stay positive and become the best. So the fourth sentence will be, this inspires them to stay positive and push to become the best versions of themselves. Fifth sentence is a combination of example and ending, which means I'll state the example in such a way that it will also shortly summarize this para. Here, the example in plan says how elders of successful people motivated them. You can use for example, for instance, or you can give example directly without these phrases. Here, the example can be written as successful personalities always mention how their elders constantly encourage them during their childhood to achieve their dreams. This sentence also shortly summarizes the entire para, forming a proper example plus ending sentence. 5 sentences for body 1 is good. You can have a separate ending sentence if you want. Now let's move to the third para, which is body 2. We had already created a plan for body 2, so let's develop it into band 9 sentences. First sentence is to write about first disadvantage and the plan says children will start believing that everything is possible. In this essay type, always start the first sentence of disadvantage body with on the other hand there are certain drawbacks such as. Our first sentence will be, on the other hand, there are certain drawbacks such as when strong motivation is instilled in youngsters, they tend to believe that everything is possible in life. Next, second sentence should explain the first sentence. You can explain the why or what or how to give explanation. Here I am giving explanation for what. What will happen when students believe everything is possible? Plan says set unrealistic goals and push beyond limits. So the second sentence will be, this might lead them to setting unrealistic goals and pushing themselves beyond limits which affect them negatively. Next sentence is second disadvantage. Always start this sentence with another downside is that. Our third sentence will be, another downside is that when such individuals are unable to achieve their plans, they lose all hopes and get depressed because they cannot handle failures. Next, fourth sentence should explain the third sentence. You can explain the why or what or how of the second disadvantage to give explanation. Here I am giving explanation for what. What will happen when students lose hope due to failure? Plan says results in depression, suicidal thoughts, etc. So the fourth sentence will be, this results in depression, suicidal thoughts and other mental health issues. Here, fifth sentence is a combination of example and ending, which means I'll state the example in such a way that it will shortly summarize this para. Here the example in plan says, students commit suicide when they don't get desired marks. You can use for example, for instance, or you can give example directly without these phrases. Here the example can be written as, for instance, when some top performing students don't get the desired marks, they commit suicide as they are unable to overcome failure. This sentence also shortly summarizes the entire para, forming a proper example plus ending sentence. You can write a separate ending sentence if you want. 5 to 6 sentences in each body para is a good number. Now, let's move on to the final para, which is conclusion. You must always start this para with in conclusion. In this type of essay, first mention in conclusion, then rephrase this question statement and give the summarized advantage. Here I write, in conclusion, inspiring young individuals to work with devotion is highly beneficial as it paves their path for great achievements. This is the rephrase statement and this is the advantage. You can use this phrase highly beneficial here to mention the advantage. The last sentence should be summarized disadvantage and always start it with however. I wrote, however, it could also lead to negative effects due to attempting to reach unachievable dreams. Don't add new ideas in conclusion para. Stick with the plans made earlier. Great! The essay is complete and it is a full band 9. Remember to use the phrases as shown here for advantages, disadvantages essay. For different essay types, I provide different phrases that work wonderful to score high bands. So stick with them, learn and use them. Let's check how this essay is band 9. Every essay is marked based on this IELTS official 4 grading criteria. First one is task response and for band 9 it says the essay must fully address all parts of task, presents fully extended and well supported ideas. Let's check. Did I write on this topic? Yes. Did I mention both the advantages and disadvantages? Yes. Did I support the answers with logical explanation and example? Yes. Did I write above 250 words? Yes. Task response criteria is satisfied. Remember, always aim to write between 260 to 290 words. Next criteria is coherence and cohesion. It says, use cohesion in a way that it attracts no attention, skillfully manages paragraphing. It means there should be well-developed paragraphs, your idea should be logical and well-connected. My essay has clear paras. There is smooth flow of ideas from one sentence to the next and from one para to the next. I have also used proper phrases and linking words at the appropriate places. Coherence and cohesion criteria is satisfied. Remember to use linking words in your essays, at least one linking word in each body para. Next criteria is lexical resource. Uses a wide range of vocabulary with very natural and sophisticated control of lexical features. As you can see, I have used a wide range of vocabulary in a natural and formal way, in the correct form at the right places. I also paraphrased sentences and used synonyms. This is complete too. Next criteria is grammatical range and accuracy. Use wide range of structures with full flexibility and accuracy. My essay has many simple, complex and compound sentence structures. Also, it has wide range of grammar with correct forms of tenses, verbs, articles, nouns, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, along with correct spelling and punctuation. The grammar is accurate, hence grammatical range and accuracy is also satisfied for Band 9. You can definitely get Band 9 if you practice well following the techniques I have shown you. Further, Writing Task 2, Writing Task 1 Academic and General, Speaking, Reading and Listening will be taught in my personal IELTS classes, which will be extremely beneficial for you. To join it, comment below or email me. For free IELTS training, check the playlist above where I have explained all the questions of IELTS. Now, you must also watch this video here which explains the super techniques to solve IELTS Writing Task 2. I'll solve the next IELTS writing question type in the next video. Subscribe to this channel, like this video and share with everyone who are preparing for IELTS. See you in the next training class.